Hey guys, this is Leopardo, and in this video I'm going to talk about all the game plan in more details, so it will be clear and you will understand each and every step, and I will actually draw and explain exactly what will happen during the automation. Okay, everything will be simple and clear to understand after this video, I promise you. Let's go over the part one first, just so you understand what's going on if you didn't watch the previous video. On step one, we need to buy a domain. After that, we buy a VPS. I'm not going to expand about it now because I already did a video about that. If you want to understand in depth, go and see the other video. So here we buy a domain, buy a VPS, we install ATM and all the extra features on the VPS and connecting the VPS to the domain with the RDNS and DNS. From there, we are creating a campaign automation with the smart tags that enable us to spin and create new content, a new campaign every time you send. Every single campaign you mail, you have the smart funnel that will take the traffic you have and warm it up to the offer so you can sell more, to create more conversions. A lot of the times the right funnel can create a lot more sales from the same traffic. Okay, it's not always good to send directly to the offer, because sometimes you need to warm the lead before you give him access to the sales page. That's important. Not only that, we have also there all kinds of cool scripts like double tab, exit pop, and right click. We have also geo targeting, tracking over there. After that, we have the smart link that smart link will send the right offer, the highest converting offer, based on the same values that your visitor have. Again, you want to understand more about it, go and see the video. I'm not going to bore the other guys or my clients that already know exactly what my system is doing. The step number 8, which is a really important step, which is whitelisting your server and domain. Also whitelisting your campaigns. Okay, we have a team working and whitelisting and go one by one from each and every server you mail out, and whitelist your campaigns, so it will be easier for you to actually inbox better and get better results. And now steps 9 and 10, I combine them together already, so I just put this two-side arrow. But basically every time that you will use the MX Dripper, you will also use the Smart Scrub. Now it's connected, it's one unit, it's one feature. When you import your list to your server, you have CSV file, you have 500,000, million, 2 million leads, you want to import them to the server, or even smaller, whatever you have. The MX Dripper will split them and test your MX records behind the email addresses, and will make sure you are not violating the recipient limits. Okay, that's very important for you to warm up the server correctly and not getting into blacklist super fast just because you didn't do the right settings. Okay, so now let's start sketching what exactly is going to happen. Hey guys, this is Leopardo. In this video I'm going to talk about the MX Dripper and why it's so powerful for your email marketing journey. Okay, so let's start. Let me first explain what the MX Dripper is. Okay, so most of you guys don't basically working with direct traffic, with opt-in, with subscriber or things like that. Most of you come to me if you already have a list and you want to actually mail them. Okay, because we all know it's very hard to just import a list to an ESP or something like that. And with ATM you have that solution. And not only that, we even do it in a very smart way to warm up your server and IPs and domain in the best way possible. And we are making sure all the time you will not actually cross the rules of the recipient, okay? So your server will not be blacklisted just for, you know, sending too much emails. So let's see. Here is the list of all the domains. Now, it's not all of them, but it's basically the major ones. Okay, we have Gmail, Google Mail, that's also like Gmail, Yahoo, Ymail, Sky, Outlook, Live, Hotmail, MSN, AOL, and so on and so forth. This is just an example of the list of domains that you are going to mail to. So let's say you have a list about 500,000 leads on a CSV file, and you want to actually convert them into money, right? You want to check, you want to open them, you want to make them open, you want to make them click, and you want to convert them into sales, okay? Or into opt-in if you're promoting CPL or something like that. Let's say you think, or let's say you are taking the extra step and you are doing what email marketers should do, and you are making sure you have a VA or you do it yourself or whatever. You take someone that will split your list per domains and will say to the system only upload 100 Gmail, 100, basically 100 per domain. So it will be like on the safe side. I'm now explaining on what people are doing. I still didn't explain about what MX Dripper is doing, okay? This is just to explain you how powerful the MX Dripper is, okay? So let's say a good email marketer, a professional one, will divide his list per domains, especially to in the start, and start uploading every day a small batch from each domain to his email server to keep warming them up, right? You know what I'm talking about, the warm-up process and everything like that for self-hosted. So that's okay, that's cool if you will do 100 per domain. But let me explain what basically is the problem. Now you think, and from your side, you're actually doing the best you can to make sure you warm up the server okay, and you will not overcross the limits from the recipient DNS, right? But the difference is the MX Dripper, the ATMv2 MX Dripper, will actually check the email IDs you are importing to your system, and will check what is the DNS behind them, okay? What is the MX behind them? So if you will do that, you will discover a very interesting thing if you don't already know that. Now, the problem is, what most of you don't know is, maybe you do know. Okay, let me explain again. Most of the professional email marketers know what I'm talking about right now, and everything is clear, and I completely respect that. But 99.90%, even from the pros, are not doing what the MX Dripper is doing. Why? Let me explain why it's so important to do it with the MX Dripper and not do it like we are in 1997 and splitting it only by domain. You know why? Let's say Gmail DNS have a limit of, let's go in a round number, okay, 100. Just for the example. That's not the exact number, I'm just trying to prove a point. And let's say Yahoo also have a 100 limit. Okay? What you basically, what is really hard to work with is with what is working behind the scenes. Okay? Because all of these guys are on the same, okay, have the same limit together. Same for these guys, okay, and also for these guys. So basically, if you are sending 100 from each domain, you are 3 times more, you are sending 3 times more the limit you should be sending. And with the MX Dripper, when you import the list, my system will automatically split, test, and check each and every email ID. We will split them into different databases according to the DNS behind them, and we will inject them into your list according to the speed we set up per MX. So if we decided to do, we have a small server with only 5 IPs and we want to keep it warm up slow and good and steady, we will set up the MX Dripper for, let's say, 50 per MX per hour. So you will basically, every hour you will take, instead of taking, you know what, let's do it again with round numbers. Let's say we will do it 100 per hour per MX limit. Instead of sending and injecting to your list, basically when you inject with the MX Dripper, you inject to a list that already have autoresponders. So from the second you start dripping, you already start mailing. Okay? And let me finish explaining this part and then I will explain the extra feature we just added. So instead of you start to blasting the recipient and over taking like 3 times the limit you should be sending, what the MX Dripper will do is, instead of that, it will do something like that. 33, 33, 33. Okay? Instead of this, you will go 25, 25, 25. Okay? And it's all automated. You don't need to do anything. You just take a file, $250,000, 500,000 leads, 100, whatever you have, even 1,000, it doesn't matter. We can work, the system is completely flexible and we can work with any kind of systems, of lists. You just upload it to the MX Dripper and let it work. That's it. From now, everything will be totally automated. You will start seeing the email going inside your email list, and they will start getting the emails. They will start open. Once they open, we will segment them to the openers list and move them from the raw list to the openers list. Once they start clicking, we will move them from the openers list into the clickers list. Okay, from the clickers list, we will target them to the smart funnel, to the smart link, directly to the offer, whatever you want to do. That really doesn't matter. What you need to do is to create traffic. So, another important thing I want to talk about related to MX Dripper, in order to make the MX Dripper the best feature out there, okay, that's really a game changer. Now let me talk about an extra feature that we just added into the MX Dripper, and that's exactly why the MX Dripper with the Smart Scrub are the best feature out there. Okay, no one can beat that. No one has something like that. Show me if someone have. I will love to get some ideas, some new ideas. By the way, in Mailcan, I got some crazy ideas from really smart guys, and I'm always happy to learn new stuff and happy to also to teach new stuff to people that don't know how to do that, like this one. Maybe some of you didn't even know that Outlook Live, Hotmail, MSN, and all of that are basically under the same roof. Okay, and your limits are basically the limits for all the family. Okay, not per domain. You need to understand that. And things like that can actually change your whole email game plan. Because if you do it correctly, you will have it a lot more easier with the server providers and with everyone. Even if you are doing mailing and mass mailing, you are not passing any rules. Okay? So no one can actually complain. You're not doing something that is not okay. So another thing that is very important, and the feature we just added to the MX Dripper, is the Smart Scrub. So the Smart Scrub is basically, let me clean this up so I can explain you what's going on. So after we import the list, we put the API keys that you get from the system. You will have a video that explaining exactly what you need to do in order to make the MX Dripper work. You get your CSV file with all the emails, and you start to import it. What happens once you start importing? First of all, like I explained before, the MX Dripper will split the list to MX and basically will make sure you will not send over the limits you should be, sending. That's the first thing. The second thing, and even more important, if I can say that, is the Smart Scrub. And the Smart Scrub is basically email cleaning system and validation system that you can use it without paying for credits if you're ATM users automatically from the system. And if you want the full version of it with the live bounce check, you just need to add an API from James, EIGNX, and for me, you will not need to pay. You will just pay for that. I will take his API and connect it to my system. If you want more info about it, send me PM or send me text or something. I will explain that. Now, the Smart Scrub is basically, we are checking against the databases I already have, and I've been collecting it for over 10 years of my email life, okay? And it's built from honeypots, from spam traps, known complainers, mailbox full issues, hard bounces, a lot of data from other email cleaning companies. I'm scrubbing and cleaning millions of emails per month. So my database is insane, okay? And it's keep growing, because in ATM autoresponder, ATMv2, all of the clients are basically one hard bounce group. Each and every server reports back to the main database with only hard bounces, and the database updates the Smart Scrub, so every time you are basically uploading or cleaning, you will be safe. If someone already sent the email and the email was hard bounce, the email does not exist, you will not need to mail him again. My system will make sure it will be suppressed, and you will not waste credit and will not ruin your send score because of hard bounces. So that's very important and very, very crucial for your email marketing long-term business. Okay? Because if you are dealing with long-term, and it's important, you can also do short-term stuff with ATM, but I'm not recommending to do something like that. It's more for someone that actually have a list that is maybe old list, maybe it's it's a very big list, and he wants to take all the actives from them and start converting them into clients. That's basically what we are doing, okay? And we are dealing with a lot of different verticals. I know CBD is very strong right now. A lot of people asking me about it. And crypto, of course, ICOs, like the new biz app. So the system is basically flexible. It's you can use any type of business, even e-commerce, whatever you want, and just create automation for yourself. And after you create automation, you just export it, scale with more servers, import, and start getting a lot of traffic for a really cheap price per click, if you will check it like that, if you want to compare that. So what I basically did, a lot of my clients, I will not say a lot of them, but a good percentage of them will think, and maybe they bought leads or something like that, and they know the source or whatever, and they are sure 100%, no doubt, their lists are clean and perfect, and they can mail with it. Well, most of the time they are wrong, and it's not true. Not because they didn't clean their list, but because they don't have the amount of data that I have. Okay, so that's why I made the Smart Scrub as a part of the MX Dripper. So even if someone will not want to pay again for cleaning, or to pay the first time to clean their emails, it will not damage his email marketing. Okay, because if you will send bad emails, you will get bad result. If you will get bad result, you will think my system gives you a bad result, but maybe that's your list that is doing the issues. So if we will make sure, and that's exactly why ATM is a one-stop solution, because if you don't have everything, something will not work. Okay, if your campaigns are very good and your leads are crappy, your email marketing will not be okay, and the other way around. Okay, you need all the parts, all the moving parts to be the best you can have them, and make sure that you actually using the full power of all ATMv2 features. So to wrap this video up and to explain you the power of ATM, when you use MX Dripper to import your list, you're actually also using Smart Scrub. So you clean your list while you import. I removed parts, removed steps from the system to make your life easier and to make your email marketing journey safer. Okay, because get rid of bad emails. That's super important. Okay guys, so that's it for this video, and I will see you in the next video when I will explain the exact structure of the automation and how can we scale that in an easy way that will help us to gain more openers, more clickers, and of course more money. Bye.